Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back. Hertz here with some more Titanfall action. Your favorite, I hope. I hope it is. I'm really falling in love with this gameplay. There's a lot of enjoyment to be had out there, Anyway, I have a few new weapons that we're gonna have showcased in this episode in particular. However, we are returning to an old familiar joint here in Fracture. It's some more Attrition gameplay, but already there you go, you see it. This is the G2A4 rifle, precision rifle, and I have an AOG scope on there. I'm rocking out a cloaking device. I've got frag grenades, I do believe. No, I'm carrying the satchel charges this time around, and I have the charge rifle. We'll take a look at that in time. Now, right there, did you notice that? I was a little hesitant to take the shot there because I realized my red dot had disappeared. I went cloaked, So that was unfortunate, that's going to take a little getting used to, because if I had taken the shot, my cloak is done, my cloak ends up shutting down, right? So I was hesitant to take those long shots. Did a little bit of work onto that rooftop, but it's not long before I get put down by, who is it but Dr. Kielyu from across the way with a carbine. And that's what I'm talking about with this weapon, right? I think I mentioned it in a previous video. You can just get a little outmatched at times going up against the full auto guys, Until I settle in with this gun, I think I'm going to be suffering from that at times, Anyway, Dr. Kielyu, really? Well, you know what they call me. They do call me Dr. Shen, yes. Or they did in a past life, yes. At one time, they did. And I give old Dr. Kielyu a little taste of his own medicine. Put him down. And really botched both those satchel charges. They were just useless. Completely buggered them both up. But I started to rain down a little death on these minions, and you can just see how effective this weapon is for taking out the grunts. Really, it's quick kills if you hit, if you're on the mark with it, But you put them down really quickly. They just don't scatter. They don't serpentine. They don't scramble enough as human pilots will. So they're pretty easy pickings out there. But it's going to take a little getting used to track pilots effectively with this weapon, But I'm starting to settle in. That's just the way it goes with me with shooters. I think I'm going to be at this game for a good long time, a good long while. I think for you guys that tune in regularly, that are following this gameplay and this series, I think you're going to just see the evolution of my game here in Titanfall, for the guys that have been with me from Homefront and from on live, I had a pretty good reputation over there on Homefront, and I didn't get good at that game overnight. It takes time with me, So you'll see me begin to evolve, and I'm already feeling it. I've talked about the kind of the elegance factor, where you kind of, it's almost like everything, despite all the chaos and the speed that everything's running, things slow down in your mind, and you can really just work your way through the chaos really elegantly, and I'm starting to have more moments like that. I mean, that may be a bit of a, I don't know, a strange way to describe it, but it makes sense to me, and hopefully it makes sense to some of you as well. Now, anyway, the Titan comes in, and I think we're looking at a new weapon. I don't think I've had this showcased up here on the channel. You can see I've dished off this electric smoke. I had somebody riding my shoulder, riding my backside, putting some fire my way, and, well, he pays for it. Nance, you're done. You're done, sir. You Nance. Anyway, and moving on. Just cutting through this building, and again, I get another guy rodeoing me, and I think actually, a friendly Titan may have put him down. Either that, or he just scrambled in anticipation of perhaps some electric smoke coming in. I'm not really sure what went down there. But anyway, let's take a look at this Titan build. Quad rocket launcher finally getting showcased here on the channel. You can see I have the slaved warheads rather than the cluster missile, which we've already seen, and rather than the rocket salvo, which you've also seen. So the slaved warheads are in there, and basically I have to wait for the lock, and it'll dish off about 3 or 4 bursts of missiles, towards the target. They're not really all that effective, though. A lot of them miss, even though the lock comes in, so you got to watch out for that. You really got to pick your opportunities to launch those slaved warheads, because a lot of them will miss, even when they look like they're going to hit. When they're going to find the mark, when they're going to find money, they just don't. They go around. Right there you can see somebody's got a particle shield up. That's kind of the third defensive measure that the Titans have available to them. We'll get to that in time here on the channel, though. But anyway, the quad rocket launcher. What is this firing? Well, it's firing 4 rockets per shot. I can also, if I zoom in with it, hold in kind of the the right mouse button, I'll zoom in a little bit, and if I launch rockets at that point, they come out in this kind of circular pattern, and they move a little bit slower because they're rotating like a tornado, you know, and they're a little less accurate. They take longer to get to their destination. I don't really like that style of fire, but it's there. You do kind of have this alternate fire mode. What I'm trying to get unlocked for this weapon is the rapid fire modification, which will permit me, well, to rip the missiles out a little bit faster, but they'll come out one at a time, and I'm looking forward to checking out and seeing how effective that is. I think it's probably going to be much better than kind of dishing off 4 at a time. You know, I think there'll be less reloading. I think I can be a little bit more precise when, you know, trying to gun down pilots and use a little less ammo. So a pretty good run there in the Titan, but finally I do get, you know, sent into the doom state, and I say, screw it, I'll leave a crater there on the battlefield. That comes with the nuclear ejection perk that I have on my Titan, with that build in particular, and another new weapon being displayed right here as I landed from my great ejection into the heavens. This is the charge rifle. This is one of the later Titan killers that you're going to unlock. And actually right here, bringing in victory with that kill on the boss across the way there. But that charge rifle, let me go back to that for a second. Basically, it has kind of a similar damage output, a high damage output, similar to the Archer heavy rocket launcher. The kind of the bonus that you get with this charge rifle is that you don't have to zoom in with it, and you don't have to wait for the lock to come in. You know, and because you don't have to zoom in, you're permitted a little bit more mobility wielding that weapon. The downside to it is that it is a charge rifle, right? So you have to wait for it to charge, but you can't hold the charge either. You have to dish the charge off as soon as it fully charges, you know? So there's a little bit of balance there with that weapon. I find it really effective, though. I do like using it. And hopefully I'll get some more footage, you know, some better footage of me wielding it in the future up here on the channel. Oh, hell, I'm sure I will, right? So anyway, that's it, you know. It didn't last in the kind of the evac time too long. You can see somebody kind of one last, I don't know, what's his name there, Dark Titter or something. He's one last attempt to take down that dropship, but it just ain't happening, you know. And I thought that was a nice little picturesque finish as he dishes off his last little bit of ordnance, his rocket salvo one final time. So right there, I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, it was a pretty solid round considering the weapon I was wielding. I thought I had a pretty decent run there in the Titan, and I think that really shows with the minion kills. However, you can't discount that G2A4 rifle when dealing with the minions. You know, you can put down grunts with that sucker really quickly, so long as you're hitting the mark. It can be a little bit more difficult to track those pilots as they're zigging and zagging, but I'm sure I'll start to get a better feel, develop a better feel for that with time. It just comes with time, through use, through experience, and that's just the way it goes with me, you know. So we'll do a quick little rundown here. 8 pilot kills, 1 Titan takedown, 31 minions being dealt with there, and 1 death. Beautiful. I mean, really being kept in check. You know, I didn't really give up many points there, only dishing off 9 points in total because I did lose 1 Titan in the process, and that's it, you know. And we walked away with it because myself and the guy right below me, Servitrix there, we really kept our deaths in check. Actually, the team did for the most part. Really did a great job keeping their deaths in check. I should mention Servitrix, 5 pilots, 5 Titans. That's really the redeeming factor, the redeeming quality, of his columns there. Those 5 Titans, that's big points, you know. Minion kills 21. Great number as well, and 2 deaths for him. Down on the bottom level, I guess I'll mention the old doctor here, since he did kill me quite quickly, in fact, out of the gate, with 10 pilot kills. I mean, that's respectable. You can't complain with that. He should have been able to take down a Titan along the way, but he just didn't. Maybe he was assisting on them. Who knows? 10 minions for him as well. 5 deaths. You know, he certainly did better than what he gave up. You know, so that's always good. And major bloodbath right below him. You know, not too bad, not great, but not too bad. About average there. Major, I've noticed that I draw him, you know, I get him in a lot of my matches now, so I sent him a friend request. I'm sure you'll start to see a little bit more of him up here on the channel as well, as time passes in the weeks to come. Anyway, guys, I should wrap this, so thanks for stopping by. I hope you'll thumb it up, show some support for this channel, this series. You know, it doesn't take much just to click that little button to log in, click that thumb up button. If you're enjoying the content, if you're watching to the duration where I ramble on at the end, certainly do show your support, thumb up the video, and let me know that you like it, you know. Hopefully you're looking forward to the next one, whatever's coming next, but until then, you know, you all know it. Remember why it hurts. Later.